Here we are for episode 9. Why are we doing episode 9 so late tonight?
Because it's your birthday.
We're
We were out
celebrating.
celebrating.
Oh, somebody had to say that. Okay.
Yeah.
This is
Beer talk.
All right. So we've got a lot of stuff to cover in 2 minutes. Can we do it in 2 minutes?
We're going to have to talk fast.
Real
Okay.
Talk
fast.
fast, yeah.
So we're at the Hotel Trucker.
Just east of Brunico.
Now, part of what our discussion was before we started recording was the fact that we left our wonderful accommodations, headed to the airport to get our rental cars. Jeff counted 44 right-hand turns that we took to get out of the parking
Yes.
deck.
Yes.
Yeah, this was at the Venice airport.
Yeah,
Big airport, a little confusing.
yeah, and you guys couldn't get out because
Yeah, what happened?
Well, we started the car, and I'm busy trying to figure out all the controls. And right in front of us, two cars ran into each other right there in the parking lot. We hadn't even moved yet, and we already had a wreck right there in front of us. But fortunately, that was the last wreck we saw all day, and we weren't part of it.
Yes, and they
we
cleared
didn't
it out.
cause it. Didn't cause it.
Yeah, so we made it up here to the Hotel Trucker. Beautiful place, and really enjoying it. The thing that we've been dealing with is we're dodging rain and snow the last couple days.
Yeah,
The first day, where did we go hiking?
Well,
Around
we
the
asked,
lake?
we asked the woman at the desk here, and very lovely woman said,
Very helpful.
yeah, just go across the street and take the trail and go up to Lago de Breas. That's Breas Lake, where it's a beautiful hike around the lake. And of course, she was probably grown up here and does this all the time. So we all just kind of naively walk across the street and start up the trail, and it's like this. It's feeling straight up to us, about a mile straight up.
Yeah.
And then when we drag into the lake, we finally got going. It was a beautiful hike.
Take a look at this. I mean, this is just beautiful, and we really enjoyed the hike around the lake.
We hit it lucky. The sunshine was out. It was beautiful. Did you notice the way the lake was one color at the beginning, and as we moved around, based on the reflection from the sky, it went from sort of a blue-green to a really bright blue.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and all these Dolomite mountains were all around us, and beautiful mountains. Yeah, good hike. Good hike.
We went 4.6 miles that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things with the logging that we found interesting was the stars.
Yes.
So take a look at this. This is the cross section of one of the logs, and it just was really interesting to see the star pattern in the logs.
And you discovered what made the star pattern, which was interesting.
Yeah, it's the branches. You know, and when they cut the lumber, it's going to be the knots. But as the branch develops out, it created the star pattern.
Yeah,
So
it's really
Another thing about the logs is how they stacked like 20 feet high these long pine logs, and how they do it so they don't fall down. Because
Right.
if they fell down, who's ever below it, it's going to be creaky.
be bad.
yeah. And by the way, we're in the lobby of the hotel, so people are coming out of the bar, walking by, so you'll hear them in the background. We don't necessarily choose the best locations for quietness for bar talk, but
No, we're trying to give you the sense of the atmosphere.
That's it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we want these to be real.
Yeah. So after the hike yesterday, came back. Some went swimming. Some went to the spa, and we ended up in the hotel restaurant for dinner. And I don't know about you guys, but they're top notch here. Those meals have just been marvelous.
Yeah, like 6 courses. And
We
you're
couldn't
just-
eat them all.
Yeah.
They were just stuffed walking out. And it was all good, all good.
I mean, the food, the rooms, the spa, the
Yeah.
service here, top notch.
Yeah.
Recommend it.
Got up early the next morning and headed out for a hike. We were trying to get, was the next morning, was that this morning or was that
Yesterday.
Yesterday
It
morning.
was yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah. It all kind of merges together on vacation, doesn't
Rain
it?
was a factor again yesterday.
Yes.
Rain, not what we saw this morning.
Right.
Something very different. We'll get to that
Yeah.
later.
We'll get to that.
So we did about a 3.5 mile hike in the rain yesterday.
And couldn't see the mountains at all.
Got hiked up to about 7,000 feet, and it was still foggy, cloudy. But found a little cafe about, a mile out of the parking lot that was really good. Had great apple strudel, and they make hot chocolate with rum in it.
Yeah, so we've decided to start a new tradition for hiking that includes strudel and hot chocolate with rum. I don't know if we're going to get away with that back in the States, but it's working for us here.
Yes.
Based on the temperatures, it tastes awfully good at the end of the hike.
And once again, last night, or yesterday afternoon, we got back here, spent some time here, but then we had dinner here last night.
We noticed something looking out the window as we were dining.
Yeah,
Remember that?
Yeah. Does this look like anything to you? We didn't realize that this looked like dinner. There's deer out back, and it was on the menu last night, and
It was fine.
it was marvelous.
It was
So
just
you,
excellent.
It was delicious.
You guys ate Bambi. I think that's what it comes
Yeah.
down to.
Yeah, it may have been German for Bambi, but yeah, I think that's basically how it came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't gamey though. You said it was.
No,
Not
they cook it for like 4 hours and it's just so tender.
Yeah.
Oh, it was wonderful.
We got a little concerned though when we looked out the window and it was snowing.
Yes.
That was a concern, and then
And
woke up.
somebody made a snowball
Yeah.
and threw it at somebody else.
Yeah, that was your wife.
Can't
wasn't
imagine Glenda would do something like that. Are you?
it? I can imagine.
You have a number of witnesses that would back
Yeah.
that up. I'm sure.
Yeah. Thanks, Glenda.
So we got up this morning, and there was snow on the ground, on the cars.
Yeah, and take a look at this. This is out of our room, looking out at what was just green yesterday, and it was white this morning. And it was interesting. You could also see the levels of snow to where it was getting, thicker
Yeah.
up higher.
As we took our hike, yeah, for sure.
Well, and then later when we took our hike, and we really did a good job of planning out the hike this morning because we were able to get to where we needed to be before it really started to rain.
Yeah.
So this is a picture from the other day when we were at the lake. This is this morning at the lake, and then this is later this morning at the lake. It kind of got.
Yeah, it's changed.
Same
yeah.
place, three
Yeah.
very different looks.
Yeah.
So on the way up, we hiked about 1.5 miles, 2 miles in, gentle uphill, but definitely uphill, and found again a cafe at the end of the rainbow with apples.
What did we have? Yeah.
Apple strudel
strudel.
and hot chocolate with schnapps or rum in it.
Yeah. I like that tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get T-shirts. We'll hike for strudel.
Yeah, there you go.
I like
I
it.
like that.
And then on the way down, you could throw in that picture, a couple made a snowman.
Oh yeah, take a look at this. I really like the walking stick that the couple put on that. You guys helped with the face though. Didn't
Glenda
Yes.
and I did the face and the nose, and Maggie found a rock for the nose.
you? Yeah. So people making snowmen. This is a little snowman that was on the railing, but that seemed to be the theme today.
There was a guy doing snow angels too.
I wasn't going to do snow.
We wanted you
because
to for
I
your
know.
That was
birthday.
going to be wet.
Yeah,
The snow was a very wet snow.
It was wet snow.
Yeah, it was
didn't-
probably 2 or 3 inches deep when we were at the higher end of the hike, and
Well, when we crossed the bridge up at the
It was 4 or
restaurant,
5.
Oh, yeah, 4 or 5,
was,
I would say.
yeah, it was 6 or more because it was a good thickness on that bridge.
but it was coming down enough that we were wet. We were soaked, even with raincoats and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was wet, but it was good. It was
That,
beautiful.
then this afternoon, we all did our things. Laura and I got massages, and she was wonderful. That was
The masseuse was, or Laura was wonderful?
the masseuse.
Oh, okay. Oh, Laura's
Laura's
wonderful.
Well, Laura is
Yeah,
always
let's-
wonderful,
Let's make
yes.
sure we clarify that point.
Yes, Laura, you're wonderful. I love you. Okay. So then this evening we went out for a birthday celebration, and what was the name of the restaurant?
Spec.
Kugler Speckstube.
Speckstube,
Yeah.
which
Speckstube.
means ham house, actually, or
Ham house?
yeah, something like that.
I can't come up with a highlight from the dinner because the whole dinner was a highlight.
Well, he came out with a tray of different thinly sliced pork.
Speck.
Speck.
Yeah, it's this smoked ham from this region that's they're very proud of, and rightfully so.
It was neat the way the whole thing was set up, though, because we asked for an English menu. He said, I don't have an English menu. So he started describing what each plate was, and he could see our eyes glassing over. And so he then said, or I could just bring you some things. And we looked around and said, yes, that sounds good.
Yeah.
And what a great decision that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's a look at the appetizer with the meat, the different kinds. The meat was delicious. Then he brought out the entree, and there was a pasta version and a meat version, and so each couple had a sampler of both, and it was
Pork, venison,
the two kinds of ravioli,
Risotto.
yeah.
risotto, and yeah, I don't know what words to use on it.
It was excellent.
It was really tasty.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
everything was delicious. So I really enjoyed that. And then,
And we have mentioned that the food here is also delicious.
yes,
Yes, we
the
have.
food here is wonderful.
But then they brought out dessert tonight.
They brought out the dessert.
You know, 9 different desserts on sampler platters, split up plenty for each couple. Plenty.
Yes, yes.
And if you've ever tried looking at an option of 8 items and saying, well, I really don't like this one, they all tasted delicious.
They were all very good.
That pretty well brings us current, except for the fact that when we were driving back, Mike's car got here before Jeff's car. Jeff had some faulty navigators. When we came up to one of the circles, and you've got the roundabouts all over the place here, and the directions will tell you the first exit, second exit, third exit, and we're trying to translate that into right turn, left turn, go straight, and we come up to the circle thing, and we should have gone straight. But the directions said first right, and so we did that, and all of a sudden as I recalculate and going,
We're going down a dark road,
yeah.
but we
Yeah,
eventually righted ourselves.
Yeah.
But that doesn't top the leaving the restaurant and the turning around behind the barn.
Yeah. No place to turn, just no room at all.
Normally, my sense what we should do ends up being the wrong way. So 3 of them are saying, just go straight. And I said, well, okay. And make a left here, and eventually we got
Straight
to...
up a hill.
Yes, what we knew we were going to get, which was the dead end. So that was tough. Were you able to get in? You tried to go into the barn.
I tried to go in the barn, but the tractor was too
Oh,
close.
okay. Well, there was that.
We did chase away a couple of cats, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And then did finally squeeze back and forth, back and
Yeah,
forth.
that
I was
was-
exhausted
Yeah,
by the time we
I
got
know.
turned around.
You guys did a good job of that.
There was not much room up there.
Yeah. But when you're driving on these roads, they don't show you numbered highways necessarily. You have to know the town you're going to. And
Yeah,
it'll tell you by town, by town, by town. If you don't know the town you're going to, you're just out of luck.
Yeah, that first kilometer after we left the restaurant was a 1 lane.
Yeah.
Do you realize what we were going to have to do if somebody was coming up? I don't know. I'm not sure we could have gotten past them.
No, just go faster.
Yeah, that's right. You go back.
well, I want to thank you gentlemen for a wonderful birthday evening.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Peter.
birthday, Peter.
Thank you. This has been episode 9 of
Beer Talk.